Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be unboxing the Diamine 2024 Inkvent calendar, which is obviously in this package. I didn't expect it to be nearly so huge. I pre-ordered it during the summer sale sometime in July, I believe, from Cult Pens in the UK, and this box also contains a Diamine collection. I think there are 10 inks in there. It's flower themed. This is a Cult Pens exclusive with Diamine, as well as a Cult Pens exclusive sailor pen in a fine nib. I will obviously be doing the writing demo up on my desk over there. I'm just doing this on the floor right now because it's so honking huge. I don't know if it would fit in the frame over there, and so obviously let's just oh, and I'm sorry, this is totally unscripted. I wanted to mention I got the sailor in a fine because there was only fine and extra fine left. I don't know if they had more nib sizes at some point, and I went back and forth, researching and stuff, and I just felt maybe a fine would be a little bit better until I possibly have a chance to test write with a sailor extra fine in person, because some people who love sailor say the extra fine is a little bit too feedbacky even for them. It's something an acquired taste for them. So let's just, start opening the box. And obviously I'm not going to be doing the Inkvent right now. I'm going to save that to be looking forward to, and I will be doing the one swatch a day after I finally get an overhead tripod to do some pen videos. So let's start opening the box now. So the first thing which I'm showing you guys is a Diamine flower thing. It has a really lovely flower on the top in gold foil, and these are the lovely inks. So let me read them. These are marigold. Marigold is kind of an orangey yellow. Carnation is a pink. Pansy is purple. Bougainvillea, I'm sorry if I'm mangling that pronunciation. That's kind of a pinkish purple. Cornflower is a dark purpley blue or bluish purple. Aster looks like a medium-ish blue. Burgundy rose, obviously. Burgundy tulip is a red. Iris is purple, and Gerbera, my favorite flower, one of my favorite flowers, or Gerbera daisy, is a lovely shade of orange. So obviously look ahead if you guys are into that kind of thing when I have an overhead tripod, and I will finally be doing a full ink swatching of my entire ink collection to date. So obviously look forward to that, and it comes in a lovely nice box like this. And this is the Inkvent calendar. Let's see if I have it. Ooh, I just could not resist it when I saw it was, black. I love, black is one of my favorite colors, and with the silver and the gold. I don't celebrate Christmas, not my holiday, but, lovely, color combination, lovely pattern. This is going to be so much fun to do, and again, I will be doing the one swatch a day when it comes time for the Inkvent. But they do have, did they have the names on the back? Well, they do have listed the names on their website. I will be reading them off when I get back to do the second part of this video for the writing sample. And then they obviously have, promotional materials. They obviously have the cute little clip, which they include with pretty much all of their orders. And this is just, oh, I don't want to show that on camera. That's my receipt or whatever. But they have their own in-house Advent stationery calendar with pencils, pens, erasers, notebooks, fun stuff like that. And let's see, do they have anything else? So they're just talking about their different services. Let me see, not services, products. So, oh yeah, they're advertising other fun stuff. I don't know if this is in the calendar or not, or just things they're tempting you to buy at the website. Oh, maybe it's, yeah, it looks like maybe a sneak preview of the first 8 days stuff you'll be getting if you get the calendar. And the last but not least is the sailor. Let me pull this one out of the box. I wish they would make boxes easier to open, like grown adults need childproofing. Ooh, lovely. This is, I believe, Dusk or Aubergine. What's it called? What is it? Dusk. Yeah, Dusk is the name of it. I've seen different shades of purple with different names. This is definitely Dusk, and it looks absolutely lovely. Purple is, my favorite color. Let me just, take it out and show you guys, and then later on I will get back and do obviously the ink, the writing sample with one of the flower colors. You can see it a little more closely. It feels, yeah, ooh, that's very thin, fine, but I really, really enjoy their nibs. And the one I got in my most recent pen video, the medium nib for the, I believe it's called the Spring Sky Pillow Book series with the pink cap and the purplish blue or bluish purple body. That immediately, almost immediately became one of my favorite pens in my collection. I love how the medium writes, so I'm gonna, look forward to seeing how the fine writes. And I'm sorry about the wet hair. I just washed my hair like less than an hour ago, like shortly before doing this video, so it'll look drier when I do the next portion of the video with the lovely writing sample. So see you guys in the next segment. It is now about 5 hours later, and as promised, I'm back going to be doing a writing sample with the Sailor Fine Dusk, as well as I thought this would be a fun idea comparing it with my other current 2 Sailor Pro Gear Slams. This one, Cobra, is a broad, which, since it's a Japanese pen, it writes much more like a Western medium. It's 0.6 millimeters, which is a little bit bigger than like most Western mediums, but obviously it's not as nearly as big as the average Western broad. According to the nib size resource or whatever guide on Pen Chalet, most of the Western broad pens which they carry have a nib size of 0.8 millimeters, so obviously that's a little bit smaller. Some people, like it if they're not really like into broads yet, or they just want to try it out. So a Japanese broad might be a little bit, better for them, less a big shock if they're only used to, the fines and mediums and extra fines. And this is my most, obviously the most recent is the Dusk, but before that, my most recent was the Spring Sky Pillow Book in a medium. I absolutely love this nib. This became one of my favorites almost immediately. It just is such a perfect size. I'm obviously going to give a writing sample to see how they stack up against one another. And I inked I inked the Cobra with the Aster from the new ink set, which I just got the Diamine flowers. They also have another flower set. I don't know if that's an older or a newer one, but obviously that I have different like flowers and colors than the other one which they have available, and I chose this is Iris, Aster, which one I did, I think, I did Pansy, I believe, for the Dusk, and we're just, gonna, wait, did I do, oh no, I did Iris, I'm totally confused. Yes, I know, I definitely did Iris for the Dusk, and I'm gonna do a writing comparison of all of those 3 pens, and I'm also going to, as promised, read off the names of the colors which are supposedly going to be in the Inkvent calendar, which is now in my closet until it's time to start opening them up for the samples. And obviously I haven't had time to set back up my usual like filming setup. The purple scarves I covered this ugly white curtain with were washed recently, and I haven't yet like dragged the thing into the room to put them up over it and like cover it. So obviously hopefully by my next video that will be set back up. And so anyway, they're saying, all the inks are brand new in this, and some are standard, some shimmer, some smell nice, and some are chameleons. They change. This year, for the first time, there will be extreme sheen and star bright sunglasses at the ready, and apparently some of the inks they are featuring are brand new kinds of ink, so that's going to be a really fun surprise to see, maybe glow in the dark. As far as we know at this stage, their names will be Wilted Rose, Noble Fir, Grotto, Lemon and Lime, Vibe, Cosmic Glow, Cranberry, Nutmeg, Good Tidings, Tundra, Wishing Tree, Pine Needle, Baltic Breeze, Forest Gâteau, Fruit Cocktail, Icy Lilac, Potpourri, Marley, Lullaby, Sleigh Ride, Salted Caramel, Winterberry, Mint Twist, Chilly Nights, and Snow Globe. And some of those suggest the possible or almost a certain color more than others. For example, like, can you picture cranberry being anything besides like a reddish pink, or the mint twist not being some kind of like green? But it's going to be really fun to see what all they look like, and it's also a good way to possibly experiment and step out of your comfort zone and get some colors and types of inks you otherwise might not have taken a chance on. So that's always like something fun to do with like trying new stuff. That's what the main reason I got the Inkvent. Now I'll just do the writing samples. Now first up is going to be the broad, and I'm just going to be writing the name of the pen and the type of ink it has. So Sailor, Cobra, Pro Gear Slim Broad Diamine Flowers Aster. Now I'm doing the medium nib, which, as I said, it's really, really lovely. It's possibly one of my favorite nibs I have. I just love the, the feedback and the line width. It's just so absolutely, beautiful. And obviously, of course, the pen as well. And this is Diamine 7 Deadly Sins Lust line. So let's see, Sailor. Yep. Yeah, it's obviously thinner than the broad, but it's not like too thin. I haven't yet tried a medium fine. Maybe that'll be the next one I try out if obviously the price is right. Sailor Spring. I really enjoy that. I like it more than I thought I would. The feedback sounded, it really is, like a sharpened pencil instead of like a scratchy thing going across the page. Pro Gear Slim Medium Diamine 7 Deadly Sins Lust. Seven Deadly Sins. Lust. I really enjoy this color. I might get a larger bottle of 30, or not 50 mil after I use up the 30 mil, or even like before then, because I like it so much. And as I mentioned in the previous segment, I would really like to finally get an overhead tripod for filming this Black Friday. So I finally stopped looking so amateurish when I, do the films and stuff for pens. And finally, this is the brand new one. So this is Iris, the Diamine Flowers. I'm really excited to see how, thin or whatever it looks like. Sailor. Oh yeah, that's not too bad at all. And the feedback isn't really much like louder or more pronounced than the medium. Obviously, it's a little bit more, but it's not nearly as bad as some people claimed. Sailor Pro Gear Slim Dusk. And I really like the color too. Dusk. Fine. Obviously, you don't want to do too much pressure because you can snap off the nib or something. Like, am I getting too off screen yet? Still in the camera. And this is Diamine Flowers Iris. And obviously, when you're using like a thinner nib, particularly a Japanese fine or extra fine, you do want to be careful. I don't have so much ink experience yet, but it seems like a good general rule to keep in mind. You don't want to have dry inks in the nib, and of course it's probably a bad idea to do shimmer inks with a gold nib or a fine or extra fine, because it might clog the feed. And also with drier inks, you want to have wetter inks. I'm sorry, this is completely unscripted, but because the color shows up a lot more readily and easily when it's such a thin nib versus when, obviously you don't have to worry about, oh, will the color be true, or will it, be muted or more pastel or not show up as well if it's thin. But obviously when it's broad or double broad or medium or whatever, the color is more obvious, but you just want to have certain properties are guessed better for their nibs. Wow, I really enjoy this. Wow, I was nervous for nothing about the fine nib. Obviously the extra fine will be even thinner than this, and obviously the medium fine is somewhere between these two, although they do look quite similar. If I press down a little bit more, it does show a little bit differently, and obviously it depends on the types of paper you're using. Some of it, that's a subject for a whole other thing, but some types of paper, they absorb ink more, and therefore even thinner nibs end up looking more towards a medium, or sometimes even a broad, because of the paper absorbency. And if it sits on top of the paper, it might have a different kind of absorbency, and just all sorts of things like that you want to keep in mind. So obviously you guys can see going from the broad at the top to the medium in the middle and then the fine at the bottom. I really like all of these colors, and the lust looks a little bit different in this light than it does in person, but you guys have probably seen maybe have seen other of my videos. I think that looks a little bit more true to form. It has a little bit of sheen in it. I really love the 7 Deadly Sins line. The only one I haven't tried yet is Greed, which is a dark yellow with shimmer in it. But I mean, I do have all of the 7 Deadly Sins inks now, so, and I will be doing the whole swatching video when I finally get the overhead filming tripod. Thank you very much for watching all the way through to the end. Please leave me a comment down below letting me know, do you have the Inkvent calendar for this year? Have you done it in prior years? Did you like it? Did you decide most of the colors or not enough of the colors were your own personal style to, do it again? Or did you like stepping out of your comfort zone and trying some new colors and types of inks you otherwise probably never would have voluntarily bought for yourself? Do you have any cult pens exclusives pens or inks? Do you have the Diamine flowers inks? Did you like those colors? What are your favorite types of ink colors in general? Do you like sailor pens? Do you have a favorite nib size with them? Would you recommend I try the medium fine next, or a zoom nib, or even the extra fine? Just all sorts of whatever questions or comments related to this video. And thank you guys again very much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Thanks again. Bye.